and welcome to the 9th Tuesday Tonic. Wow, gosh, we are stepping away with the weeks now, aren't we? So today's theme is ebb and flow. The words ebb and flow are usually associated, I feel it's usually associated with the tide and the movement of the tide and the cycles of the moon. In fact, looking at it, you see that all these things that it's connected to, up and down, backwards and forwards, there's this kind of flow to it, hence the word ebb and flow. And I wanted to tap into that in a little deeper level today, looking at our own human moods, how we're up sometimes and then we're down. But to remind you, if you're in a down area at the moment, which I think a lot of people are, so it's not unusual if you are feeling down, that you're going to come up again at some point. And so I thought if we could tap into our own inner rhythm that's in connection to the waters and the moon, and that can bring us a little bit of peace, I think, when we realise that if we're feeling pretty bad at this moment, it's not going to last forever. Everything moves on. So that's the kind of theme of today, and then we've got some movement that connects to that. So if you'd just like to start by tapping into the body, by sitting up and relaxing. So just letting the eyes drop down and close, sitting back in the chair. Remember to have your hard back chair. If you're joining us for the first time today, we do use a hard back chair, and I have a block here. You can use cushions to support your feet if you need to. And softly closing the eyes and letting yourself slow down. So just tuning into the body, scanning it, starting from the feet, working your way up, just checking in to each of the body parts, the feet, the legs, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, hands, neck, head, and just begin to let everything soften a little. And drawing attention to your breathing. And just notice how you are breathing. What is the natural quality of your breath at this moment? For example, is it jagged and a sharp intake, or a sharp exhalation, or is there a steadiness all the way through the intake and the out breath? Does it feel fluid or staggered? Does it feel steady? Is the breath on the inhalation the same and length as the breath on the out exhalation? Or is one longer than the other? If so, can you determine which one? And then notice where you're moving in your body. So are you breathing into the chest? Are you breathing into the middle? Or are you breathing into the belly? Can you identify? There's no right or wrong. Just noticing is the lesson today. Okay, so are you able to just lift your back away from the back of the chair? If you're not able, then stay where you are, obviously, and you can work from that place. But if you feel you can, then if you can just lift that back away and then place the hands on your thighs. And do some very simple neck work. You're going to breathe in, and you're just going to turn your head to the right, keeping the head on its axis. And then you're going to breathe in to the center, breathe out, turn the other way. Inhale, center, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Okay, from here, you're going to drop the chin down to the chest on the out breath. And then you're going to breathe in, and then allow the head to drop back. Inhale up, exhale, chin down. Inhale up. Exhale, inhale, head up, one more, exhale the head down, and then just inhale the head back onto the shoulders. Now, keeping the shoulders where they are, can you just drop the ear down towards that right shoulder. And then inhale up, keeping upright if you can in the spine. Exhale down the other way. Inhale up once more. Exhale down to the right. Inhale up. Exhale down the other way. Inhale up. Okay. And then just drop the head forward and allow the body to drop slightly forward. And then you're going to make circles with the torso and let the head follow. So the head wants to be nice and loose. And you're just going to make a circle from that pelvis. The movement is orientated from that pelvis and just making nice circles and perhaps bringing in the breath to that. So you're going to inhale the body to the back and then breathe out as you bring the body to the front. Inhale back, exhale forward. Once more this way. And as you work, try to keep both buttocks rooted down. Okay, from here you're going to reverse. Inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Bring the body forward and then sitting upright again. Okay, closing your eyes again if you're happy to do that, or drop them down. Keeping the back beautifully upright now. I want you to think about the three parts of the breath. You have your chest, which we'll call number 1. We have the diaphragm area, which we'll call number 2. And the abdominal area, which we'll call number 3. What I'd like you to do is to explore the relation between 2 and 3 when you breathe in. So the chest, number 1, is the final part of the intake of the breath. But I want you to explore what predominates. Do you find that when you breathe in, you're breathing into 2 or to 3? When you breathe out, can you try to work on breathing out 3, 2, 1. So for example, you're going to breathe in. Is it breathing into 2 or to 3? And then you're going to breathe out 3, 2, 1. Again, breathe in deeply and breathe out 3, 2, 1. Can you work on your own? Deep breath in. Where does that breath move to first? Is it 2 or 3? If it's 1, try and send it down. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. And working on your own. And if you feel you want to hold the breath at the top of the in-breath, do. If you want to pause the breath at the end of the out-breath, do. Continue working. And notice what's happening for you. If you're pregnant, please don't hold the breath. Certainly for no more than 3 counts. And once you've got that and you've noticed what's working for you, can you bring in something else? When you breathe in, can you visualize that you're breathing down? Perhaps seeing this as the ebb. You're breathing in and you're taking that breath down, not only down into the body, but to the back as well. And then when you breathe out, that breath is lifting up and out and forward. So the in-breath is moving down and back in the body, and then the out-breath is moving up and forward and out that way. Okay, carry on a couple of breaths, and just notice what you're experiencing as you practice this. Okay, and you can keep your eyes closed now. I want you to really get into this ebb and flow. The ebb being the in-breath, the flow being the out-breath. And I want that to move into the body. Now, we've looked at riding the wave in the past where it's the same sensation of fluidity in the body. You're inhaling back. Try and bring that to movement and then exhale up and forward. And notice how the spine might start to come into play here. And it could be a mini ride in the wave that we've looked at weeks and weeks ago. I can't actually recall, maybe Tuesday 22, but don't quote me. And then, once you've established that in the body, I want you to see if you can bring in cross currents. So if you're imagining the tide moving forward, the ebb and flow of the tide moving onto the beach, and how you sometimes get these cross currents, I want you to see if you can fluidly bring that into your body. And so you just get these lovely round movements, nothing jagged or sharp. And that's also mirrored by your breath. So you've got this lovely fluid flow of breath, the ebb and the flow of the breath itself, the up and down, the back and forward. And continue, see if you can make the movements even bigger, start to get confident with this. Where does the body want to go? You may find it starts doing things you're just not, expecting, which is great. You're letting the body be you're letting your body lead you, which is good to a degree. You do have to keep your mind in check a little bit, but you're seated and you're safe. Okay? And then slow that down. Don't just suddenly stop, just let it get smaller. Perhaps bring in a whirlpool. Perhaps there's a whirlpool, so you're starting to move round and round, one way, through that torso. Again, we've looked at this, we've formally given it a name, called super grind. But let's not label anything, let's just let the movement be free, and it may take us to something we can identify, perhaps reverse that whirlpool. Okay, and coming to stillness. Deep breath. Okay, from here, let's just take the body forward and the forward fold. So you can rest your arms on your thighs. And some of you, that you can go a little bit further. You can take those legs straight, coming off the block if that's the case. And then just let yourself fold. Breathe with it. So still keep this idea in mind of you're breathing in towards the back of the body, and then you're exhaling forward, up and out. Inhaling down and back. Exhaling up and forward. Let the neck be soft. And then inhale up. Get in touch with your core as you draw the body up. Take the hands holding onto the chair back behind you, and just open in the chest. Let the head roll back here. Deep breaths. Okay, lovely. So, can you lift this right leg? Can you inhale and rotate it out? Exhale, rotate it back to its usual position. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Stay strong in your core. Inhale. At this point, can you bend the leg? Are you able to place it on your thigh? If not, don't worry, can you cross it over the leg at the lower point? Okay, and then if the foot is low, you're going to make the gesture, but otherwise you're going to have your hand on just on the fleshy part of the inner leg here, so not actually on the knee joint itself, just a little bit inside. And you're going to exhale and press down. And let the body move in that direction. Inhale, draw it back. Exhale. Inhale. To me it feels like I'm rowing. Inhale, or I've got a paddle and I'm canoeing. That sense of motion. So again, we're on water here still. So perhaps you're rowing or paddling your kayak or boat, and a couple more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, from here, you may wish to repeat that, or if you can take this further, you might be able to interlock your two forefingers around your big toe and then pull that up. Where you're aiming to get to here is this ankle wants to be level with the knee. And then you're going to place this hand on this thigh to start with, and you're just going to exhale and pull that back. As you pull it back, it's taking it under the arm to the right side of this shoulder. So keep upright in the body, exhale, pull back. Now some of you may have seen the post I put on yesterday, which was the archer, which is what this is a modification of. Okay, you may want to take this leg straight and push the heel forward, and then take the arm out. And I don't know whether I've got enough room behind me. Normally I'm sitting a bit more forward. Hold on, you may want to sit a bit more forward. Those of you who are very accomplished in your yoga, do not practice this. If you haven't been practicing for a long time, or maybe the teachers amongst us, you can have a go for fun, but please be careful. You're going to lift up, take that foot, interlock the fingers, and extend that right leg out as you aim to pull that other leg back. You're making the archer pose. Okay, directing it upwards. Normally it goes forward, but I'm directing it upwards. Okay, and gently release out. Gently place that foot down, maybe tap it out. Okay, the other side. So starting on your block, if you use a block, otherwise sitting forward. And you're going to extend that right leg. I think, yeah. Again, I'm reflecting you, so sometimes my brain struggles to coordinate it. You're going to inhale, exhale forward, inhale, rotate out to the side, exhale straight up, a couple more times, inhale, exhale, and this time you're going to inhale and then bend that leg, bringing that foot in towards you and either placing it on your thigh or down by the ankle, if that's where you're at today. Okay? Again, just working honestly with our own body, not pushing ourselves too much. Yoga is about finding that balance between working too hard and not working hard enough, which is, again, a lesson in life, isn't it? So this is what you're practicing on the mat, actually, or on your chair in this case today. Okay, so taking the hand to the fleshy inner part, so not actually pushing on the knee joint itself, and then you're going to exhale and just push down. Remember, I was using that image of a paddle or a row, an oar. Inhale down. Now exhale down. Exhale. Exhale. And again, one hip is going to feel slightly different to the other. This is my really restricted side, so this is my greatest teacher because it always reminds me that you can't expect the same on both sides of the body. Sometimes it feels like having two different bodies. Okay, couple more. And exhale. One more. Okay, great. And then for those of you that can take it to the next level, take that foot up. Remember, the heel is level with the knee. Take this hand on the thigh, so you just work on pulling that back. So you're drawing that bow, okay? And then if you feel able to take it further, you can straighten that leg. Reach forward with the arms. And then if you want to go even further, take that and draw your bow. keep deep breathing, keep that focus, keep the center strong, and then down, tapping out. Very good, okay. So just have a little wiggle there if you need to. Ease out any tension that may have collected. And we're going to come to stand now. Okay, so this wiggling business, this movement, this fluidity, I want to try and bring that into a standing, place of standing. Those of you who are sitting down, you're going to work on sitting, it's still possible to do. Those of you who are standing, you may want to stand at the back of your chair and hold onto the back there. Or you may want to still hold to the side, or some of you may not even need to hold onto the chair and you can just work in space. I just want to take your attention down to your hips and just see if you can tune into that breath again. So the ebb and the flow, so you're inhaling down and back and exhaling up and forward. And I want you to see if you can start to make circles of 8 with the hips. And then I want you to see if you can just bring those knees into that and let the knees direct. And then the feet themselves, take your attention down to the feet. Feeling that ebb and the flow of the breath. And then move back up to the shoulders. So letting the rest of the body do what it wants to do. Letting the movement move through the shoulders predominantly, keeping all that movement round and fluid. Keep focusing on the breath. Moving into the elbows now. Let the elbows take the lead. And then your hands. Oh, I wish there was some music, this would be wonderful. But you've got the music of your own breath to be listening closely to. Okay, and then the head again. Just circles with the neck. And then back to a place of stillness. So those of you who need the chair, hold it however you're going to hold it. I'll show you this way. I'm going to look at squats. So you're taking your feet just a bit wider than the legs of the chair, and you're working on keeping the body as upright as possible. You're just going to exhale, knees out to the side, inhale up. So the feet are about 45 degrees from the body. You're going to exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. Great. If you are sitting on your chair, I'd like you to stay working with the next stage. You're going to exhale, heels lifted, inhale, feet, the heels down. Exhale, inhale, moving body down but the heels up, exhale, body up and heels down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, one more, inhale, exhale. Okay, so if you use the back of the chair, stay holding it, and you're going to take your feet even wider. Those of you that don't need the chair, you can work in space. We're looking at the goddess, which we did look at in Tuesday Tonic 5, I've checked it out. So, I'm just going to move more central. So again, you might be holding the back of the chair, which is fine. If you're working in space, you can bring the arms into play. So you're going to inhale, bend the knees, move onto tiptoes, bring the hands to prayer above the head, and then exhale the body up as the prayer comes to the heart and the heels go down. Again, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and this we're going to hold. So you stay in this position. You can bring your hands to prayer, keep the heels up. And then, if you feel you can you just move the pelvis in that circle of 8 again. Don't worry about the knees, just let the knees follow. So you're not causing any restriction anyway, you're just letting the body move with the flow. And then come to a place of stillness. See if you can sit deeper into the posture. Those of you sitting, see if you can take those knees out even further. And release. Great. So if you are sitting on your chair, you're going to work like this. We're going to go for a spinal twist. Or you're going to exhale. So it's a kind of fluid, it's a fluid one. Exhale, exhale. Exhale, so you're exhaling to the back, okay? Those of you standing, exhale, exhale. So you're exhaling to the back. Let the feet follow the body, okay? Notice how my feet are turning. And look in the direction that your arms go. And gently coming back to centre. Don't want to get too dizzy. Just close your eyes if you're standing. Focus on the breathing, the ebb and the flow of the breath. If you're sitting, doing the same. And then if you're standing, coming back to resume seated position, to move into a final relaxation and breathing visualization. So just allowing the back to sit back again into the chair. If you haven't managed to bring it forward, now is the time to relax and close the eyes. And just see if you can relax the feet and the ankles. Relax the calves, relax the knees, thighs and the hips, letting those hips settle into the chair. Relaxing the lower back, middle back and upper back, shoulders and the back of the neck, arms, hands and fingers. Relaxing all the muscles in the face, softening. Feel the entire body surrendering now into the support of the chair. And I'd like you to imagine you're on a beach, maybe you're on a sun lounger or on a towel. That's personally how I like to be, a towel and sand, whatever works for you. And you're looking at the water, it's beautiful crystal water, the most beautiful blue colour. And sparkling, the sun is sparkling on the surface of the water. And you're so tempted to go in, so you decide to get up and take a paddle. So in you go, stepping into the water, and it just feels delightful. It's so cool and refreshing on your warm skin. So you decide to step in a little bit deeper until you're all the way up to your calves. And you can feel the water lapping against your legs. You can feel the ebb and the flow of the tide. Flowing forward, ebbing back. Exhaling forward, inhaling back. And as you stand there, you notice how it does seem to feel like your own breath. It's got that same feel to it, and before you know it, your own breath is synchronizing to the breath of the ebb and the flow of the tide. Exhaling forward with the flow, the surge of the tide, and then inhaling as it ebbs back in towards the ocean. Exhaling forward, inhaling back. And as you stand there, you feel so connected to the tide and the water, and it's very comforting. But then you realise it's time to go, so you step away from the water and back onto your sun lounge or your towel on the beach. If you really want to stay for longer, then do. But I'm going to have to bring you back now into your body, taking a deep breath. Those of you that stay in the water, just remember to come back in the body and take some deep breaths and give yourself time before opening the eyes. Those of you who are ready to open the eyes, just start wriggling the fingers and the toes, and then come back into your space, wherever that is. And you know you can go to that special beach whenever you like to. So whatever the rest of the week has in store for you, I wish you well with good health, and take care, everybody. Until next week, namaste.